I think these next three are kind of all the same
They're all one lumped kind of thing.
topic.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go back to happy now, or possibly happy.
We're gonna end on a happier note, or at least a critical note that we can speculate on and have a little more fun and not
Depending on your point of view of happiness.
I guess. Well, but it's about gaming. Okay, so recently, and I guess we're gonna start on a bad note, but Stadia shut down. I'm not entirely surprised.
Is that bad? Is that?
Well, it's bad for the folks who were working on Stadia at Google. I think
Yeah,
there's a
and
theme
actually-
tonight about layoffs, unfortunately.
So, and here's the thing: they really screwed their partners over. I have a regular of mine over here. He is in the video game industry in the Seattle area. He found out that Google was terminating their contract regarding Stadia development via press release.
Yeah, I think we're also seeing a trend throughout all of the throughout the night of maybe invest a little bit more in your PR communications, because you guys are like throwing a press release or an email or whatever to announce that things are shutting down. Maybe not the best thing to do.
By the way, we all know why that's happening, right?
Yes.
I'm saying, do you think the audience realizes why this is happening this way? Like, why this is so crappy?
What? Which part? The fact that the PR communications are so terrible?
No, not just that, but the timing thing. Like, I don't know if people really understand. The reason the timing is happening this way is this. If Google tells a bunch of their employees that they're about to be laid off, pre-market open, especially with the way this stuff is now, right? The market will know before the market's open, and their stock will take an immediate pre-trading hit. And they don't want that, right? They want to make sure that this news comes out at the time and place that they want it to come out, so it does the least amount of damage to the stock price. The only reason these people are being informed of these things via press release, their employees is because they don't want their employees taking it to the media and having the media break the story before they're prepared to do it, to make sure it has the minimal impact on their stock price, right? It's greed. That's all.
Here's the thing. A stock price is going to tank no matter what. So if it tanks that day, or if it tanks tomorrow, it's still going to tank.
The amount of money, but they've shown this. When releases come out and how well they're covered has a distinct impact on how much of a dip it takes, right? And leaks always look worse than if their PR team releases a press statement and talks about how strong they're going to be going forward.
Well, first of all, that's bullshit a lot of times, but you are cutting cost in a lot of these kind of things. The Stadia shutdown, okay, we said we were going to start on a happy note. The Stadia shutdown was handled actually poorly for the partners, because a lot of them did find out through that press release, not through partner NDA or anything like that.
Not from Google.
Not from Google, exactly.
Let the people who are working on your platform know ahead of time that you're about to terminate their contract.
Yeah. So with the exit of Google Stadia and all of the bullshit that comes with that, I did make a tweet that actually got a little bit of pickup when this happened. I did make a tweet, and I don't mean this so harshly, but I kind of do. But like, there's now like more failed products or shut down products in the Google graveyard than there are like current ones being used, I think.
For physical products, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even you can go far back as like all of the times that Google tried to do social media and stuff like that.
They need to stick with that. I mean, YouTube, everything that they've got that's successful, most of it they've bought.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are coming out. Google is changing their business model significantly, and it'll be interesting to see how it works going forward. With them leaving though the cloud gaming space, it does leave a little bit of a void of like the big three, so to speak, in there. You've got Amazon's Luna, which is still cloud gaming and still around. I don't know that it, like they don't put out subscriber numbers or anything like that for it. You've got, you know, the big thing has always been kind of the portable PC in a way, not in a laptop sort of way, but in the Nintendo Switch sort of way. Like Amazon Luna is one of those ones that say they can stream directly to a phone or to a tablet or to, you know, another TV or something like that. But now you're starting to get Microsoft just announced that they're building an Xbox mobile gaming store to take on Apple and Google. And in their press release, they show somebody playing with an Xbox controller on a tablet, which I think is one of their Surface tablets or whatever.
Yep.
You've got Logitech just announced the G Cloud, which basically looks like a cross between a Steam Deck and a Nintendo Switch.
It's a cool looking device.
Yeah.
I don't love where that second joystick is, but whatever.
Well, and it's all for that AB, you know, kind of thing. And now Netflix is getting into, they're seriously exploring, and I put that in quotes, cloud gaming service. This came from The Verge. You know, their company's VP of games, Mike Verdu, was at TechCrunch's Disrupt event or conference earlier this week, and said they're seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering so that we can reach members on TVs and PCs. We're going to approach this the same way we did with mobile, which is to start small and be humble, be thoughtful, and then build out. So before you jump in on this particular one, Netflix, be humble has never been uttered out of your fucking mouth, because I've seen your fucking brand guidelines and I've seen your fucking way that you treat people, which in your onboarding documents that have been leaked to the media, it basically says if you don't like our culture, fucking leave. I put the fucking in there, but that's basically it. Like, it's not we were, you know, like, they are very straightforward about the fact that they will overwork the hell out of you. And if you don't want to sign up for that, then you can get out. Anyways, back to the quote, but they say that, but this is the thing, there's a step in the right direction we should take to meet more members where they are on the devices that they consume Netflix. This also comes on the back of the fact that Netflix says that they have 55 games in development, including, I think, coming out soon with an Exploding Kittens mobile game. Like, they're trying to do for gaming, I think, what they were doing for their studio that we've been slagging on for like several episodes. So, Alex, your reaction right now first to Netflix, and then Microsoft and Logic. I mean, everybody's coming for mobile gaming right now. Is this the future?
To do a deep dive market analysis takes a lot. Here's the thing I think about Netflix. You can barely put up movies. You're having problems because everybody's pulling their stuff from you. Here's the thing: cloud gaming, no matter who it is. So there's two things. There's the mobile gaming, which is where I'm downloading a device, like the Steam Deck. I'm not trying to cloud game via the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
I'm downloading a game onto a console and I'm using it. Right? It's just a handheld console. Same with the G Cloud. Well, I don't know if the G Cloud's supposed to be made for cloud gaming.
I thought the G Cloud was for cloud gaming, but maybe it's just a handheld device.
You need GeForce Now or Xbox Game Pass. Internal memory. Let's see here.
G Cloud requires a cloud subscription service sold separately to work as intended, such as NVIDIA, GeForce, or Xbox Game Pass. So you've got to...
Yeah. And both of those are very different. GeForce Now and Xbox Game Pass are very different things.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of cloud gaming on Xbox Game Pass. It works okay. Here's the thing. It's not an easy technology to figure out.
Yeah.
Google was struggling with it, right? There were times, and I've talked to people who had Stadia, who said at times Stadia was unplayable.
Yes.
Right? Sure, Netflix, why not? I can't think of what game you're going to... Like, here's the thing. Any gaming venture can work if the game is good.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's just it. Stadia's biggest problem was, A, half the time it was unplayable, and B, the pricing model was crap. Look, if you're going to throw in some games that people might play as part of their subscription, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you tried that choose your own adventure shit a while ago on Netflix. I don't know how well it went. I never tried it. I seriously, go for it. Netflix.
Can I get a G Cloud right now? Like if I hit add to cart, will it get to me?
I think so.
I kind of want to. So here's the problem with the G Cloud. All right, well, let me back up. Here's the problem with cloud gaming. And I tested, and this is not biased by me, but I tested the Luna devices and things like that. And I had Stadia. I had a Founders Edition Stadia as well. And it's night and day difference in how you operate between the two of them because of the algorithms that I think they're using. Stadia and Google, I know people who absolutely love their Android Pixel devices, the Google Pixel devices. One day I may try one for work. But the Android operating system cannot handle complex graphical interfaces. I'm sorry. The YouTube algorithm, the way that they compress video, works really, really well. The rest of it on Android is terrible. And when I look at the G Cloud and it runs on Android 11 with Google Mobile Service, that gives me some pause, first and foremost. I don't think... Does the Steam Deck run on Android as well, too? Let's see. As we go through all of this stuff...
I think that one might be proprietary.
It is proprietary, SteamOS 3.0. So, which is probably some fork of something, but, and the way that Luna I think runs on Fire OS, I want to say whatever the latest version of that is, and it does extra handling through the controller, but you don't need additional hardware. You can just use your phone if you want to. The fact that the Stadia required additional hardware, it was like, what was that? Oyo or Wio or whatever that box was.
Ouya. God, you're going way back. We're going back to the Ouya. That was a weird little device.
Well, and it's like you could I think in theory you could use your phone with the Stadia.
I think you could too, but here's the thing: a phone is not a controller. Here's the thing: I'm gonna hold my phone.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It just doesn't work very well, right? It works okay. Okay. But how many times have you been playing Flappy Birds and the touchscreen's not responding the way that you want it to because those things are not designed for high pinpoint gaming? Okay. I talk to esports players all the time. Okay. Fighting game players design and build their own hit sticks, arcade style hit sticks that they carry around with them on wired connections, right? Pro Smash players, they don't play with wireless controllers. They just don't. They're not fast enough. Okay, there's always an input lag. Stadia's problem was that your controller from Stadia had to go to your router.
Yes.
Right? So your controller was hooked to your router, and the Stadia stick or whatever was hooked to your router. So it was going to your router, out to the Stadia. Feedback comes back to your router, back to the controller. And that extra loop, as opposed to having it via Bluetooth or other wireless connection directly to the device, makes more sense, but Google didn't do that. Look, cloud gaming, I think eventually we're going to get there. I don't love the idea of cloud gaming, not from a technological standpoint, but from an ownership standpoint. I miss buying games because when I buy a game, I own the game.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always going to have issues with cloud gaming because they can take it away from you.
Yeah.
It's theirs. It's a long-term bloody lease. We've said it 1,000 times on this channel. I don't like gaming as a service per se. I do subscribe to Game Pass because there's certain games that I'm willing to do it for. Again, you have to find where the cost-benefit analysis is for you.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of people who don't have access to high-speed internet.
Still, and I think I think that's a kind of a big one for me. Like, I suddenly, while doing this podcast, really want a Stadia or a Steam Deck to try because I'm about to go back on tour. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, all that time that I'm spending in the airport not playing games, I would like to play some game. There's only so many times I can make up a game in the airport, and I'd like to just play Stadia or a Steam Deck.
I thought it
Like,
was a Steam Deck too, but I was like, the stuff that Steam Deck plays, the performance on it is never going to be as good as your PC. And quite frankly, if I want a handheld, I'll go get a Switch because that has a lot of good games on
the
it.
Switch, though, the problem that I have with the Switch is that thing is difficult and it's painful to hold.
Yes,
Those
it is.
Joy-Con controllers are
You have to-
terrible.
you have to buy the aftermarket Joy-Cons that slide into the thing. They make an ergonomic one that's better, but you have to buy it aftermarket. You're absolutely right. The standard Joy-Con controller is extremely difficult to play for long periods of time.
I'm gonna have to look into it because I am gonna be gone for a while, and I do kind of want to get into it. So I want to go back to the other piece though. The one that would get me, okay, if all I had to do was take an Xbox controller with me on the road, especially those new Elite controllers, those Elite 2 controllers that are fantastic. Man, would I love that. So, here's maybe the one thing, and this came out, this is your favorite topic to talk about with Microsoft too. It's the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, otherwise known as the CMA, reviewing Microsoft's purchase of Blizzard. And that's how this bit came out. Because Microsoft said, quote, "The transaction will improve Microsoft's ability to create a next-generation game store which operates across a range of devices, including mobile, as a result of the addition of Activision Blizzard's content. Building on Activision Blizzard's existing communities of gamers, Xbox will seek to scale Xbox Store to mobile, attracting gamers between the new platforms, shifting consumers away from the Google Play Store and the App Store on mobile devices, however, will require a major shift in consumer behavior." They are arguing from a point of, we're not a monopoly. We're going to go take on the monopolies in Google and Apple.
Yeah. So this is actually interesting. I don't think it's going to be a consumer behavior thingy. This is actually all being litigated right now, especially considering Apple. Like, how about Google? Like, Google, you can jailbreak your phone and put wherever the hell apps you want on there, but Google will be like, guess what? No more warranty for you.
Yeah.
Or whatever manufacturer, Samsung or whoever you buy your Android phone from. Apple just won't let you.
Yeah.
Right. And this article that you sent over, which is the one where Verge is talking about this, tells them they're basically have to do what they do on PC, where you just have a separate launcher. You're going to need to have the ability to have a separate launcher on your iPhone for this mobile thing, which right now doesn't function. Now, here's the thing. If Microsoft built Game Pass, where I could put it on my iPad,
I think they will.
And use Bluetooth with an Xbox controller, I'm on board. 1,000%.
I think they will. I think they will. And I think that is
I love it. I love the idea.
I think they will, and I will download. I mean, I already have several Microsoft games that are mobile friendly and like Minecraft and stuff like that. Like, when they bought like Mojang and stuff. So like, I have a Microsoft account and I've purchased some things like Sea of Thieves, for instance. Fantastic game. Actually, wouldn't mind playing that on mobile and controller because that's a game that is controller friendly enough, right? I don't know about Call of Duty Mobile. I'm not a big Call of Duty person normally when it comes to that. I think there's some things that Call of Duty could get me in. But like, if you could get some of the other games going on mobile, I'd be okay with it, right? And if you get some of the beauty of Xbox Game Pass, trying to play things like Forza or whatever, like a mobile version of Forza with a controller all day.
You and I were talking about this before we got on the show today. You and I both get ready to travel. We're booking hotels and doing flights, right? So imagine how fucking great it would be, especially if it worked the way Game Pass did with cross-platform play or something like that.
Yes.
Where we're on the road, if I could play you in Madden.
Oh yeah.
Like while I'm chilling in a hotel in wherever, and you're in a different hotel somewhere, like, hey, dude, let's play some Madden. All right, cool. Because it's something you can do in 30 minutes and be done, and it's fun and gives you something to do. I am on freaking board. That's where the thing with mobile gaming is going to go. Yeah. The problem is that nobody offers that experience right now. Not well. Right? Not well. The closest you can do is you can do that with Switch, where you can do online play with Mario Kart and some other stuff.
I mean,
but it doesn't work well.
Yeah.
So again, if somebody figures out a way to do it well, oh boy, Microsoft's going to change the game.
And I think that is one of those things where, like, I think we're going to see I think that it's interesting to me that we started with the Netflix and the sort of thing, right? And Microsoft and Netflix, if Netflix offers a Game Pass kind of thing between their own titles and other titles, and Microsoft is offering a Game Pass on mobile as well, I will be very happy with mobile gaming for the first time in forever. And
Yep.
there's some fun puzzle games that I can play sitting in an airport and things like that. But it really does take hardware like the Steam Deck or something like that.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: the new iPads, like the new stuff, has got a lot of those better tablets, the Surface tablets, have the hardware to play. Again, I'm not looking to play Crysis on the mobile app. Okay, I'm not trying to run Crysis.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to play Madden. I'm trying to play like I'm trying to I downloaded Final Fantasy Tactics for my iPad because they do sell that through the App Store. The problem is I wish I could Bluetooth the controller to it because the fucking interface on tablet is awful.
You can't get I thought you could Bluetooth a Sony PlayStation controller to it.
To an iPad?
Yeah, to an iPad. I'm pretty sure you can.
I'll have to look that up. That would be interesting. I love the game. If you could find a way for me to be able to play Final Fantasy VII on my mobile or like some older multiplayer games, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Microsoft, Titanfall 2 on tablet.
Yeah.
Bring that back as a multiplayer. I'm on board.
And look, Chad is saying that they won't get a Switch because it's 720p on a screen, but
I don't care.
I will be okay with 720p on an iPad Pro on a 12-inch screen if I can take it with me on the road and it runs smoothly. Because gameplay versus graphics to me is more important.
And this is the other thing too. You can't do things like cloud gaming. The people who really would love this technology are people like you and me who are traveling a lot.
Yeah.
The problem is that when you're on a plane, your internet speed connection is never going to be good enough to do cloud gaming.
Oh, I thought you were just going to stop at your internet speed is never, because I've had to try to call in. I've had such a in the past tour, because I've been home for a month from tour, and I've gone from literally I pay for internet every time I get on. I should probably do the subscription service thing, but I pay for internet every time I get on the plane because I need to work. Okay. And I've gone from good fucking luck to getting internet to actually being on the conference call with my entire org and hearing it at 36,000 feet because I'm doing a voice over IP through one of those servers like Zoom or Chime or something like that. Right.
Yep.
And that is the range that I have had with this one. But imagine if you could play point to point though, with two different Steam Decks or something like that. That'd be really cool.
That would be fun too.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Again, this is going back to our Netflix portion of this conversation. This is why Netflix is going to get their lunch eaten in this space. Okay, because there's too many companies like Microsoft who are too good at this already.
Yeah.
Right. They're too good. Netflix, you are 15 years behind the power curve on trying to do mobile gaming.
Yeah.
Have fun. I mean, apparently they already have games out. That's part of this article. Is there's already 35 Netflix games out. Like, what?
Yeah.
When the frick did that happen? See, this tells you something. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had games on iOS Netflix. So obviously you're not doing a very good job of marketing it to somebody who's, in this space.
Right. Yeah. I'll be interested to see how it plays out going forward. According to them, they've got some out already, and even more is coming. And Netflix has had a good quarter. They've got a plus 2.4 million subscriber gain, according to Variety. So maybe things could go in there. I don't think they're still ever going to get on the level of Microsoft. Again, if Microsoft brings a Game Pass to mobile gaming, it's already the best value in gaming. We talk about it all the time. Just forget about it. It just is. I'll be number one right there. Chad is now ranting. They're the problem is there's zero reason for 720p over literally any higher end screen. They're not more battery efficient. They're not cooler. They're certainly not higher frame rate. It's purely so they can make it as cheap as possible to bump up the profit margins. And because functionally Japan is pretty archaic in its tech outside certain niches. I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, here's the thing.
I didn't know that. If that's true, that's news to me.
I'll be honest. The difference between on a mobile side screen, so this, right?
Yeah.
On a mobile side screen, that to my iPad, unless I was doing a side by side comparison, right? I'm not going to notice the difference.
Right.
And I don't think most consumers are, right? Now, I have met players, I have met gamers who are in that like semi-pro and pro level or that wannabe pro level where they feel the impact, the input lag. They get cranky with me if it's less than 144 hertz refresh rate because it's not fast enough. Okay. And they really can tell the difference. These are crazy, twitchy level shooters and gamers, and they're great. I am not one of those people. Most gamers are not those people. So here's the thing: if it makes it a smidge cheaper to do it a little better, I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm okay with the 720p. Again, to me, the cloud gaming issue is not the hardware; it's how are you getting the stuff in and out.
Yeah.
Right. Is it storing it in a cache file on my phone that I basically partition like 2 gigs and download it real fast? Am I downloading it in chunks? Are they using the elevator trick from video games to try and get it onto my system?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the net code look like to get it there and back? How cheap and easy can you get it? Because on an Apple product, they've got that whole rendering engine now they call Metal or whatever like that, which is the weirdest name to me. But I'm interested to see how that part is going to play out, but I'm telling you, if Microsoft finishes the acquisition of Blizzard, first of all, I think we get rid of
which may not happen at this point.
I think it could still. I think that there's nothing of a red flag at the moment to say they couldn't, because Sony, Google, and others exist in the world right now.
I've said it before. If anybody's going to kill it, it's going to be the European Union.
Absolutely, yeah. It won't be the U.S. No, they'll welcome it with open arms. Absolutely. But we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of weeks. So who knows? By the next time I'm on the podcast, this could be a completely different story. We'll see.